Mark Consuelos' health has become an unlikely focal point of fan speculation, not because of confirmed disclosures or alarming facts, but because public familiarity can blur into assumption when a well-known figure's appearance, schedule, or demeanor shifts, and separating fact from rumor requires patience, perspective, and a clear understanding of how celebrity culture amplifies uncertainty. At the center of the conversation is a simple truth that often gets lost online. There has been no verified information indicating a serious health crisis, and much of what circulates is rooted in conjecture, selective screenshots, or the natural changes that come with time, demanding work, and a life lived partly in the public eye. Fans, many of whom feel a genuine affection for Consuelos built over decades of watching him on screen and alongside his family, tend to scrutinize small details, weight fluctuations, facial expressions, wardrobe choices, or moments of fatigue as potential signs of hidden issues, forgetting that these same fluctuations are common to everyone and rarely tell a complete story. The fact is that Consuelos has consistently presented as active, professionally engaged, and energetic, balancing hosting duties, acting roles, and family life, which in itself suggests a level of functional health that contradicts more dramatic narratives. Speculation often intensifies during periods of transition, such as new projects, schedule changes, or increased visibility, because audiences seek explanations for anything unfamiliar, and health becomes an easy, if intrusive, hypothesis. Social media accelerates this process, turning a single comment or image into a thread of theories that gain traction not through evidence, but repetition, creating an echo chamber where concern can morph into certainty without ever touching fact. Separating reality from rumor also means acknowledging the limitations of public knowledge, as no individual owes the audience a detailed medical report, and privacy remains a fundamental right regardless of fame. When Consuelos has spoken publicly, his focus has typically been on wellness in a broad, practical sense: exercise, discipline, balance, and the challenges of maintaining routines amid busy schedules, topics that align with normal adult life rather than hidden illness. Another layer of speculation arises from the tendency to compare present-day appearances with earlier ones, ignoring the natural effects of aging, lighting, styling, stress, and camera angles, all of which can dramatically alter perception without indicating declining health. Fans may mean well, framing their curiosity as concern, but the leap from observation to diagnosis reflects a broader cultural issue in which visibility is mistaken for access and familiarity for entitlement. It is also worth noting that high-profile figures often face scrutiny not only for physical health, but for emotional or mental well-being, with quiet moments interpreted as distress and composure mistaken for concealment, a dynamic that places undue pressure on public figures to perform constant vitality. Separating fact from fan speculation, then, involves resisting the urge to read between lines that were never written, and recognizing that absence of information does not equal presence of a problem. Consuelos' continued professional output, public appearances, and engagement with his work suggest stability rather than crisis, even as he, like anyone, navigates the normal wear and tear of a demanding career. The persistence of speculation says less about his health and more about the way audiences process change, projecting narratives onto familiar faces as a way of managing uncertainty or maintaining connection. Responsible conversation requires distinguishing between verified statements and crowdsourced theories, and choosing restraint over amplification when evidence is lacking. It also involves empathy, understanding that constant scrutiny itself can be taxing, and that wellness is multifaceted, encompassing physical, mental, and emotional dimensions that cannot be accurately assessed from afar. In an era of instant commentary, separating fact from fan speculation is an act of respect, acknowledging that public figures are still private individuals with the right to define what they share and when. Ultimately, the most accurate assessment of Mark Consuelos' health is the simplest one grounded in observable reality and confirmed information. He remains active, engaged, and professionally present, with no substantiated claims suggesting otherwise. And until facts replace assumptions, the healthiest response from fans may be to appreciate the work he continues to do, while allowing the rest of his life, including his health, to exist beyond the reach of rumor.